What's going on, you guys? Welcome to a brand new video. My name is Nathan and welcome to my channel Supreme Fishing, where I bring you some of the best Southeast Florida fishing content. So obviously, as you can tell, well, maybe not that obvious, but today we got a lot to cover in today's video. I am going to be doing a little bit of fishing in today's video, and we're also going to be talking a little bit about gear. In today's video, I'm going to be fishing in the canals with my brand new bait caster and my rod setup. I'll show you guys that all later in today's video. You'll see it in the fishing part, but we're gonna talk about it later in today's video, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And we're specifically gonna be targeting snook and tarpon today. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's jump right into it. All right, guys, I just spotted a pretty nice pea here. See if we can get him. Got him. All right, look at that. Just got a pea on the Lexa. It's not the fish for this bait caster, but I was able to get him. Oh my gosh, got him. Big one. Let's flip him. We're gonna flip him this way. Oh my gosh, dude, that's a big pea. That is a fat peacock. Look at that, guys. On the Lexa. Really, really nice fish. I want to get a weight on this guy. This is actually a really nice fish. So we're gonna weigh this guy and see what we got. 3.4, so like 3.5. That's not bad. But guys, look at this. Inhaled that terrorize. Look at that. Inhaled it. Time to let this beast go. Solid fish. All right, sweet. Retied. All right, I think I'm gonna jump spots, head over to somewhere else, try to see if I can find some snook. Snook sitting right there. There we go. Fish. Oh my gosh. That's a snook. That's a snook. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, no. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, I just lost a giant. Oh my gosh, guys, you have got to be kidding me. Oh my gosh, dude, on the Pulsetail Mullet, and he gill plated. I was trying to turn his head from the pilings, and he gill plated 50-pound braid. Just like that. Oh my gosh. That thing was big, man. That thing was big. That's so dumb, man. I had a feeling that was gonna happen. My leader, I was cutting through my leader, and I cut the leader, and it was kind of short. Oh my gosh, dude, are you kidding me? Legit I had 60-pound leader. I had 60-pound leader on, but that didn't even matter. The leader would have held him, but. Oh my gosh, how sick would that be? Alright you guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed the fishing portion of today's video, but right now we are going to jump into talking about the setup I was using today and also the baits that I'm throwing. So this is all new stuff on my channel. I've never showed any of this stuff to you guys, so I'm super excited to show it to you guys and talk about more about these reels, the baits, and all that good stuff. So we're gonna jump right into it now. Some of you may have seen in some of my previous videos, if you watched my Savage Gear 10-inch line through video, you saw that I was throwing the Abu Garcia Revo Toro S. So I was throwing that for a little while, and that's actually the 60 size. I can actually get it right now and I'll show you guys. Okay, so at the moment this reel is actually sitting in its box because I do not have a rod for it. So that's definitely the next step, is to get a rod for this reel. But this right here is the Abu Garcia Revo Toro S60. Really nice reel. I showcased this in my last video, so we're not gonna really talk about this reel. If you guys want to check that video out, I will have it linked right here. You guys can go and check that out. But anyways, today we are going to be talking about the Daiwa Lexa 400. So this right here is the Daiwa Lexa 400. I believe that's the HL Win. So the Win it's got the Win wrap handles. And I didn't get the power knob version on this because I was actually able to get a really good deal on this on Amazon, and so I was able to get the double handle, but I haven't seen any difference with the power handle and this. They're actually pretty much about the same size. Right now I have this reel spooled up with 50-pound Power Pro braid. This is actually a 6:3:1 gear ratio. I trying to stay away from those high gear ratio reels because when you're doing the snook fishing and tarpon fishing, you're gonna need a little bit of a lower gear ratio for power. And I like the 6:3:1 gear ratio range for spinning and bait casters because it's a little bit of a middle ground. Okay, so I'm just gonna go over some simple specs over the Daiwa Lexa. So this reel is designed for mainly saltwater. They use this with ball bearings and the anti-reverse system. And for the 400 size, they give 33.4 inches per turn of the handle. It's a 16.2 ounce reel, so a pretty decent sized reel, and it puts out 25 pounds of max drag, so a ridiculous amount of drag if you need to stop a very big fish. So as you saw in today's video, I have my Daiwa Lexa paired on the rod I had my Toro on, which is the 9-foot TNR Custom. So the specs of that rod, if you didn't watch my rod and reel arsenal video, definitely go and check that out. I talk about the rod more in that video, but you guys will definitely be seeing me using this rod way more often in my videos. So I used to throw the 10-inch Savage Gears, and I still do. I throw them still, the 10-inch blind through trouts. But recently Savage Gear came out with, which was just perfect timing for me getting into this big swim bait stuff. They created a 8-inch Pulsetail Mullet, and these lures are amazing. They work really well, and I'm going to show you one right now. So this is the gold 8-inch Pulsetail Mullet, and these lures are specifically designed for people in Florida, anglers in Florida, that fish for snook, tarpon, and those bigger predatory fish. That's what this bait is designed for. So I'm going to talk a little bit about things that I like about this bait and things that I dislike. So right off the bat, we're going to talk about some of the good things. One of the things that I really like about these baits with the eyes, instead of versus how they used to make their trouts, where they have the eyes glued on. They have these are painted eyes, so the eyes do not fall out. A lot of these lures, you get the eyes on the lures, they'll fall out after so much use, but these eyes are painted on, so they stay on there and they don't fall out. These baits, it's that they're scented. It has like some sort of, I guess, what a mullet's supposed to smell like. I don't know if that's what a mullet's supposed to smell like, but they have a scent on it, which is pretty good. And it also, if you guys can hear, it has a rattle inside. It's a lot of these subtle differences that makes the difference between you catching a fish and you not. And this tail right here, this is a pulse tail. They've made pulse tails before. This tail specifically is designed a little bit different, and the one great thing about these baits that sets it apart is that this tail swims even though you're reeling it very, very slow. The slightest movement, this tail is still gonna kick regardless of how fast or how slow you're reeling it. And a lot of baits, when you reel it at very slowly, especially paddle tail type baits, these tails will stop swimming. Okay, the second cool thing I really like about these baits is you have the option here of putting the hook at the bottom or at the top. Based on the style of fishing you're doing, if you're gonna be sinking this all the way to the bottom, you definitely wanna put that hook on the top, and that will help you to not get snagged as often. The hook that it comes with is a hook designed for big fish. This is a 4X strong 4/0 treble hook. So the good thing is you do not have to replace your hooks. These hooks are super strong and they're not gonna bend on you when you hook into those big fish. We're gonna talk about the cons now. One of the cons about this bait, I noticed some of them, for some reason, when they're swimming like this, they will have a little bit of a tilt like this. For some reason, I don't know why. I haven't noticed it making a difference in the bite, but it's just one little thing that's, when you see it in the water, it's like tilted sideways. Second thing, versus the 10-inch trouts in particular, the hook placement, it seats very well and it doesn't pop out very easily. Now with these 8-inch baits, I guess where they put the line to go through and the placement of the hook, a lot of times this bait will get, once you start pulling on the hook will get kicked out like that. And then after so many casts, the hook will pop out, and sometimes the hook will get impaled into the lure itself and then mess up the action. Usually I check it every so often. When it does that, I will put it back in and keep fishing it. Okay, and another disadvantage that it's more, not really the bait itself, it's more of the style of fishing you're doing. A lot of times snooks sit on the bottom, and they're usually sitting very, very close to the bottom. And you want to get, if you're in a deep spot, this bait is probably not going to be your best choice, because this bait sinks down pretty slow. It's not a really fast bait that sinks down. The weight is evenly distributed throughout the whole bait, so it's going to be more of a straight action versus a bait with a jig head where it sinks straight down. So not really a super fast sinking bait, but if you're fishing those deeper waters and you wanted to get it down, you're just gonna have to wait for it to go down. But like I said, there's probably better choices out there if you're trying to fish a little bit deeper water. I got broken off by that fish on the 8-inch Savage Gear, and I had my first order of Savage Gears. I actually did an order of 3 8-inch Savage Gears, so now I only have 2 left. So what I did is I placed another order of Savage Gears. But this is one of the mullets, the one I lost that I hooked that fish on. It's like a silver color with some blue on it, and that's the one I got hit on under the bridge. That was the first Pulsetail I was using. And then this is the one that I didn't have. This is the white mullet. My friend Kevin's used this one quite a bit, and he's hooked some pretty big fish on this. He actually caught a 40-inch snook. I think it was like, no, 38 on this particular one. Okay, and then now for the sizes that I didn't have. So I ordered one 6-inch. It's a smaller style bait. These are just absolutely perfect for those finger mullet presentations. A big snook will eat this, a small snook will eat this. Small tarpon, big tarpon, they'll eat this still no problem. And this is a 6-inch, 1 3 ounce versus the 8 inches, which are about 4 ounces. Okay, and now these are the baits that I was really interested in. These are the 5-inch Pulsetail weedless swim baits. And I want to open these up to see what they look like. These are weedless swim baits, and when you purchase these, it comes in 2 in a pack versus the 1 in the pack for the line throughs. But you can see those right there. These are the dark mullet colors, and these are the weedless versions. So the reason I got these is because a lot of times on the beach, when the seaweed builds up, you're not able to fish these regular swim baits that have hooks on them. And a lot of times I'll have to throw like some paddle tail on a weedless swim bait. But now that I have these, I can fish these throughout the weedless stuff and still get that action that I want and rip these through the weeds and get a tarpon or a snook to bite them. So I'm definitely going to be using these a ton this year, and I'm definitely going to be ordering more of these once I'm fishing them. So I can't wait to test these out. It's going to be pretty cool. We're probably going to hook some really, really nice fish on this very, very soon. Okay, so I covered all the stuff that I wanted to cover in today's video. I talked about my reel, my new reel I got, the Pulsetail Mullet swim baits, by far one of my favorite baits so far that I've used for this year. Really, really awesome baits. If you guys want to get your hands on some, you definitely want to get your hands on some. I'll have some links down below where you guys can grab that. And before we end today's video, I wanted to show you guys something. So today my Pulsetails came in, but I had also ordered this new Savage gear that I found on eBay. And some of you guys are gonna laugh, but it's pretty funny. So the reason I got this bait is because in the canals when we're fishing, these snook, they eat, believe it or not, snook will eat peacock bass and tarpon, will eat peacock bass, and they eat cichlids. Snook absolutely loves cichlids. So I purchased this perch swim bait, and that thing is supposed to imitate a perch up north, and they use this for muskie. But I got this for throwing it at snook, and it'll imitate like a Mayan cichlid or something like that. So really, really cool bait. I just want to show you guys that. And I also have in here, I have the 8-inch dark mullet. This one is going to do some serious damage in that dirty water for sure. And lastly, I got the Savage Gear bluegill right there. Very, very nice bait. Imitates a pretty big, pretty fat, thick bluegill right there. And that's another thing, snook love bluegill. We talked about a lot of baits today, a lot of different reels, a lot of baits and stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please leave a like down below, comment down below if you have any questions for me about these baits or anything about today's video. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you guys in that next video.